So this is as how we exited the ice mausoleum. Though the mountain sadness had faded, she carried it with her now. It was a good sadness, an honest sadness. And the mountain thanked her for relieving it. I think there's an important, as I traverse to this next area, I think there's an important point to make there, that Hera is taking on sadnesses that are not her own, and that can be a very dangerous thing to do. Obviously, it's looked on as a heroic thing in this game, but I think we have to be careful with whose sadnesses we are taking on. We don't want to take them on for everybody because we don't have that much to give. And I think it's an important distinction to make that. Can I get through here? No. That is definitely a language I do not speak yet. I think that looks like our lightning, electricity power that we're about to go get from Creation City. But with carrying sadnesses on as your own, have I been lost this whole time? No, we found 2 fragments. We were looking for other fragments in the ice mausoleum, and then after I found the second one, I couldn't find my way out. So we have been lost for a little bit, but not the whole time. And in this level, I have this nifty little power that points me in the direction of the next point of interest. So that's what we're kind of using now to quickly navigate our way to where we need to be. Oh, and there's a buggy up there who is apparently doing yoga. He does not quite look like a yogi bug, but I guess a yoga bug or a yoga anybody can come in all shapes and sizes. We're just not the typical demeanor for it. I would expect one of the spiders to have the word yoga. That's another thing about this game, that it's very particular with the words that it uses. Yeah. In like all of the ice flow areas and the ice creatures, they tend to have ice related words like cryo. I can't think of the words now, but things dealing with ice. I want to say my own made-up words because I'm writing a story that takes place in an ice world, which is why I'm so infatuated with ice. But I want to say my own made-up words and not the ones that they've used, and I can't think of the ones that they've used right now. The real ones. But they use like frost and crystal and crystalline and things like that. Facet, which I know is a favorite word of Scott's, Joe. Like Scott loves it when we use the word facet for things. Okay. We are at Creation City! And we're just...
Up ahead lay a city. Lit from within by a million stars.
Ooh, pretty. This sounds gorgeous, or like it's going to be gorgeous.
Something new.
Artistic, that's a good word. Yeah, Joe, was it you that used facet? I used facet and then someone else used it. I thought it was you, maybe not. I can't see what that word is. There's a pillar in the way. Oh, biconvex. Yes, I would not have guessed. It was biconvex. New zone ready to be revealed. Awesome. Let's make sure we don't have anything other triggers around here to unlock. Any other words to get rid of? Yeah, I think we're good. I love new places. I love this game. This game is just so beautiful and detailed, and it's just such a love letter to words. Are we going over here? Yes. Oh, okay, sorry, Joe. That facet was not you. You wish you could take credit for using the word flaccid, but I think someone else has that honor. I don't remember who brought up flaccid. Yeah, that's funny. But it was quite the topic of a stream one day. I think he brought up the word flaccid, actually. He brought up using flaccid verbs, and chat just took that to a very different place. But this is Scott Wright Stuff stream, he's streaming tonight actually at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. He streams every Sunday night and Thursday night, and it's a creative writing stream. I've talked about it before here, but we'll go over it again, where he does exercises and prompts for people. Up ahead lay a city. So where am I going? Where is this new section to be reviewed? Oh, there's a gate. There's a plank here. Okay. I didn't see that. Was what the movie I
She stood below a skyborn city, amongst its roots of iron and steel.
Okay, so this is for those who are new to the game, this is the tricky part. You see my blue ring that is surrounding me right now. That means I have an ice power activated. To get these brambles, I have to have my fire power activated, which is denoted by the red words instead of the blue words. So I actually have to type fire to activate the fire power, and then I can type the words to unleash the fire. That gets really convoluted in the middle of a battle. So it's a great mechanic. I'm not saying it's a bad mechanic. I'm just saying I die a lot. Or things get very hairy in the middle of battles when you're facing here we go. Different powers.
But the city was crumbling to rust and ruin.
Everywhere in this area is crumbling to ruin. Much like her memories. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if...
Devastated by the wrath of the storm.
Okay, so we're devastated by the storm. Okay. I wonder if we've talked about depression in this game. I think that she is a character who is going through some depression, some mental anxiety, some difficult times, and I wonder if all of these locations are sort of a reflection of what's going on in her mind. Ooh, dead. Hold on, I can do better than this. So for those who can't read chat right now, Joe is saying, was that the movie you mentioned on Twitter? It was this lady typing and she was saying certain words. I'm at a loss, Joe. I'm sorry. I'm confused. I don't remember mentioning a movie on Twitter recently. I may have and just forgotten it. Sorry. Really do apologize, but I'm just not quite sure. Okay, so those creatures that we just died from, we need to actually run from, because see, they have a power that we don't have yet. So we actually need to escape them instead of oh shoot. Paranoid. We need to run away from them, and when there are things in the way, that makes that even harder.
She recognized the machines of industry.
Are they coming after me? I want to continue that way, but I want to see if there's any, like, if there's a chest down here first before we really continue on. You know what is this? Something I can't do yet. Okay. We'll head back this way when we have the power of electricity. The power of a god. We're going to become Thor. He is not the god of hammers. He is the god of lightning.
And the fires of creation. Within the strange constructs around her.
Oh, sorry, Joe. You're right. Okay. It's 10 things I hate about you, and the word was turgid. You're okay. Sorry, I completely blanked. That's my bad. Is that our power? Can we get to you? No. I want you though. Is this door closed? I guess it is. Alright. Why is that door closed?
There was so much she could learn here.
Like engineering.
It's perfect. I'll take it.
So the little script like that is not the narrator talking, that's clearly our heroine talking, and that door is still closed. And that would be like in a book if you have italics or dialogue, italics in flashback form usually, discussing the inner character's thoughts and dialogue from a previous scene or flashback. Okay, so the middle door for all of these is closed. Let's go this way. I have a friend who's an engineer. I'm immensely impressed by people who do things that I can't, or do things that I don't know how to do. And engineering and math and things that involve numbers are definitely in that category. I am true writer, artsy person, liberal arts all the way. And it's hard for me to that door's open, but this one isn't. Okay. So it's hard for me to wrap my brain around things that I don't naturally do well. And people who can just do things, engineering things and understand them, programming things and understand them. A few friends whose husbands are programmers.
Everything here was so big, so cold.
I don't think it's as cold as the ice mausoleum. That was literally ice. Or are we talking about the metaphorical cold? That everything is steel.
Excuse me. Hi, I'm lost. Hello?
Ooh. That's what I felt like before. I needed some friends to tell me where to go.
How could she survive a place like this?
So I was saying maybe it's the metaphorical cold, how everything is steel and not natural.
Then she saw the secret, the spark.
The spark of lightning! Catch it, catch it.
Lightning in a bottle.
Okay, so that's an interesting phrase to say for getting our lightning power, because people often talk about getting ideas and inspiration is like capturing lightning in a bottle, because they make you feel so alive, for one, like as if being struck by lightning, but also it's such a rare occurrence to capture lightning in a bottle that when you get an idea and you can actually capture it and put it on paper or canvas or in musical form or however you have your idea form, when it's alive and beautiful and perfect, that translates to capturing lightning in a bottle. So this lends credence to me thinking that this is more and more her internal world that we're seeing, and that we're actually going through a writing process, a writer's creative process, as she's...
And her skin tingled with the static of creation.
Well, that helps too, because the static of creation is what we all feel when we're... No, Augie Talk, it wasn't in a bottle. It was just an orb that was sitting there. Which is why I'm thinking, I mean, that would have been cool. That would have been a nice touch. Which is why I'm thinking it's more of a metaphorical phrase as opposed to like a literal phrase. But that static of creation is so on point with how it feels to get a writing idea and to get in the zone and just be furiously typing away at your story and just having these ideas come alive for you. Like, it actually feels like tingles on the skin. And it's such a beautiful, amazing, magical feeling that really can't be rivaled with anything else, I think. It's just such a unique experience, not just for writers, but for creative endeavors across the board. That tingle of creation. So now, Gigavolt. That's a... Oh, I need to do Spark. Oh, that's what we are doing now, Spark. Gigavolt. It's better than the word lightning. That would have been long. Do it a few times, I guess. Oh, it's opening and closing the door. Okay. There we go. I didn't mean to hit the tab. Spark magic will leap to a nearby insect. Let's see how that translates. I didn't do it fast enough. I had to think about Q-U-E-U-E. There are a lot of U's and E's in that. I had to... Oh, that said all right next draft, didn't it? I was looking at the camera and not at the screen. Another time that I died, it said all right, one more for the scrap pile, which is lending credence to... more credence to the fact that she's writing something. Okay, let's kill you this time. Instead of you killing me.
The city began to awaken at her touch.
Back here, though. Trying to look... Oh, nothing. Alright. I'm trying to locate the fragments, too, as we're going through this. Insulator. Spark never leaps on an insect's last word. Choose your targets carefully. Oh, great.
She could change it. She could heal it.
I like that she's so concerned with healing everything around her. I think that's very sweet. And heroines need sacrifice. They need to realize that there's something bigger than themselves to go through their story and to become the hero that they are. And we're seeing this with Hera time and again. That she wants to heal the world, that she wants to not only heal herself, but heal the world around her. The darkness of the forests, the sadness of the mountains, and now the strangeness of these ruins. We're seeing that she wants to fix